What is good, everybody? Jude here again, aka Soul Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another tutorial. What we're gonna install in this video is replace player vehicle script. Basically, what that allows you to do is replace any one of the characters' vehicles, their personal vehicles, with whatever vehicle you would like. So for Franklin, you will be able to replace both his car or his motorcycle. It doesn't look like they have any pictures of the replacement motorcycle, but it will allow you to replace the motorcycle or his car. And then same for the other characters. Michael, you can replace his car, and then I think Trevor has a four-wheeler or some sort of something like that, and his truck. So you can switch those out for any vehicles with this script. Now, one thing that I will mention is that if you have not beat the game, from what I understand, this um, any mods that replace the player's personal vehicles have the potential to mess up the missions that utilize the personal vehicles. That's just what I've heard. I haven't experienced it personally, but at the same time, I haven't really used this mod too much. So I have had it installed before, but without the LemonUI update. Now that I have LemonUI installed, I'm going to go ahead and get the most current version installed as well for the replace player vehicle script. Now, LemonUI is needed for this. If you need help with installing that, I do have another video where I walk through the process of installing LemonUI. The link is down here in this particular description. But I'm going to link this player vehicle script down in the description, and then I can also link my video that shows how to install LemonUI because it's not necessarily a straightforward process. It is slightly different to get LemonUI working properly with these mods. So I'll link that down in the description if you need help with installing LemonUI. Other than that, we'll go ahead and take a quick look at the description. Of course, always recommend doing so you know what you're installing and if there are any conflicts or anything else that is needed. We do need script hook V or script hook 5. I like to refer to it as. V is Roman numeral for 5, so that's how I read it. And then script hook v.net. Um, so I already have both of those installed, and then of course the Lemon UI. So let's go ahead and download the mod. All right, and now the instructions are actually in the description here for us. They're at the very bottom. Basically tells us to move the replace player vehicle folder and the replace player vehicle DLL over to our scripts folder. Now, just from personal experience, it doesn't work when I just move those two folders. So I move everything, even the HKH mod helper and the folder and the DLL. Um, I'm not sure if maybe it's something that I'm doing or something else that I have installed, but for one reason or another, it does not work for me if I just move those two folders. So I take everything from this folder and move it over to my scripts folder. Okay, so now we have it over in the scripts folder, and that should be the all that's needed as far as this installation goes. So let's go ahead and we'll start up GTA 5 and make sure that it is working properly for us. Okay, actually, before we jump into the gameplay, I did forget one other thing. Looking at the description, it indicates that F7 is what brings up the menu in order to change the vehicles. Um, F7, I currently have pulling up another user interface. I think it's the maps, MP maps, or something along those lines. So I actually want to change that. Um, so what we'll be able to do to change that, if we go back to our GTA scripts folder and then go into replace player vehicle folder and open up the settings data, here you'll notice it says open menu key and it's set to F7. I'm actually going to change that to F6 because I don't currently have F6 doing anything. This will allow that menu to launch up by pressing F6 instead of F7, which is the default button. So we'll save that and close it up. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and launch GTA 5 and make sure everything's working.
Alright, y'all. So here we are in gameplay. Let's go outside. There's actually a real simple way for us to check if the mod installed for us, and it's just taking a look at our motorcycle. But before we do that, I need a little bit of energy. Frankly, it's gonna have to go get something to eat here soon. So, uh, but let's take a real quick look. So, step outside, and yes, all right. So, as you notice, that's not Franklin's motorcycle. We got the hover bike. So that means that the mod did install correctly. And now, so by default, the mod makes it the hover bike. But if I press F6, which by default the key is F7 to bring up the menu, but I changed it to F6, brings up the menu for us to replace the player vehicle. So, from what I understand, what I first have to do is get into the vehicle. This is currently saved as the vehicle. Okay. Now I didn't select that. And then I think I'm supposed to get into another vehicle and select it as the vehicle to replace. So let's see. I don't know where this came from, but so this should now be my default player vehicle, my 96 Impala. Yes, it's due yellow. I love it. But so yeah, so now this is my player vehicle, and you could tell by the fact that the icon follows me around anywhere that I drive it. If it was any other vehicle, um, the car icon will only show up if or once I lock that vehicle. So, and what I'm referring to is down there on the map. So see, and it looks like it's a slightly darker green too than the other vehicles. Like, watch, I'll spawn another vehicle real quick, just so we can take a look and compare. So, see, this one doesn't have the little icon following me around. Also, if I get out and let's lock it, see now the icon displays there down in the left hand corner. And it's really hard to tell, but they are different shades of green. My personal vehicle is a little darker than this vehicle. Cool. So that confirms for us that the swap did work. The mod was installed properly. Now I can set whatever vehicle I want as any player's personal vehicle. And I don't know, I think I might keep the hover bike. That the hover bike is dope. If you have not driven the hover bike, I definitely recommend doing so. But Franklin's gonna go get some food, and he probably needs some sleep too. Let's see. Yeah, food and sleep, and then he's gonna call it a night. But I appreciate y'all watching. Please press that like button and subscribe to my channel. Turn on those notifications so you get notified when I'm posting new videos and tutorials. And yeah, it would be greatly appreciated if you could do that for me. But I will catch y'all on the next one. Alright, peace.